Hey guys, thanks for stopping by the channel. Today we're going to make a quick and easy guacamole in less than 15 minutes. Here's what you're going to need. Some cilantro, some avocado, a jalapeno, if you like it, green onion, some cayenne pepper, tomatoes, lime juice, garlic, kosher salt and pepper, and cumin. We're going to grind our own today, but if you can't do that, just use the pre-ground stuff. And let's get started. I'm going to get started with this recipe today by grinding my own cumin seeds. I want to toast them around in a pan a little bit first, but if you can't do this, just go ahead and get the pre-ground stuff. You're going to need a couple tablespoons. I'm going to put the recipe in the box below for exact measurements. This is a jalapeno I picked right out of my garden. I'll put a clip in here showing first pepper of the season. This pepper might have been a little bit small, but don't let that deceive you. She was pretty spicy. So what I'm going to do, since it was on the smaller side, is go ahead and scrape out the seeds and the ribs. If this pepper had been a little bigger, I probably would have left the seeds in, but for the sake of the texture, I'm just going to go ahead and take them on out. And let me tell you, if you are not using a trash bowl in the kitchen when you are cooking, you should definitely be doing that. It saves trips to the trash can. One trip when you're done, and that is it. So once you get all the seeds and the ribs trimmed out of the pepper, you're going to want to go ahead and just slice it into strips and chop it up pretty small. And if you like things spicier, use more peppers. If you don't like spicy, don't use any pepper at all. I mean, you're cooking for you, not me. Just make it the way you want it. We're going to go ahead and add those to the bowl. Don't miss even a little piece. And then we're going to go ahead and start cleaning up our tomatoes here. Normally I would use Romas, but unfortunately the Roma tomatoes in my garden aren't quite ripe yet. So I just went ahead and went with your standard vine tomato from the grocery store. They worked out pretty well. If they had been a little bit more seedy, I probably would have went ahead and removed the seeds, but honestly, at the end of the day, it's all going to be smushed up in the guacamole, so it doesn't really matter. You're just going to want to chop these tomatoes up kind of small. Like I said, we're going to smush it all around, so just manageable pieces. And normally, guys, I would not wear gloves all the way through cooking something. I would for, chopping peppers because, I have some sensitive nail beds, but I managed to cut my hand on my way to make this recipe for you, so I thought I would spare you that, and I'm just going to go ahead and keep the gloves on for the whole video. Once you get your tomatoes all cut up, go ahead and clean up your cutting board. Keeps the mess down and keeps your food from sliding around while you're trying to cut it. We're going to go ahead and move on to chopping up these green onions. You could use purple onion if you like purple onion better, white onion, just whatever you have on hand. It's not specific. I happen to have some green onions that were needing to be used up, so I just went ahead and used these. Once you get all that added to the bowl, you're going to go ahead and move on to the garlic. Now, you can do this how you want. I had some pre-minced garlic, so I'm just using that. And we do like garlic in this house, but use the amount that works for you. I'm going to go ahead and add the cumin. The cayenne pepper. And if you don't like spice, you can omit this. You can put paprika instead. You can even use a little chili powder if you want. Like I said, this is your recipe. Make it how you like. Gonna add the kosher salt and black pepper. And we're gonna move on to these avocados. Now, everybody knows about the squish test. You know, you give your avocado a little squeeze, but another way you can check for ripeness is to pull that little piece of stem back. And if it's dry and brown underneath, your avocado is ready. Although, I think it's pretty clear that avocados are hit or miss. So as I'm cutting into this first one, I'm hoping that it's nice. I'm crossing my fingers that it's green, and yay, it's green. With avocados, it's not ripe, not ripe, not ripe, ripe perfectly for about 5 minutes, and then it's overly ripe. So yeah, definitely crossing my fingers on this one. We're just going to go ahead and split all of these avocados. This one had a really weird seed in it. That was odd. But we're going to get them all split and ready to scoop out. Be careful when you're doing this. Don't want to cut your hand. You always want to play it safe. And as you're going to see right here, I cut this avocado and it had a big seed in it. And I thought about pulling the seed off and then thought against it and just went ahead and scraped it into the bowl. So just play it safe, you guys. Now, normally I prefer a chunkier guacamole, but as I said, these avocados were pretty darn ripe. So as I'm doing my normal process of kind of cutting them into little bits and then scraping them out, I realized that it's kind of pointless. They're really soft. So I kind of just gave up right here and just started scooping them out whole. But basically, you're just going to want to get a big spoon and scoop your avocado out as close to the skin as possible. This one had a little bit of yucky on it, so I just went ahead and scraped that off. But yeah, just slide the spoon around the outside edge and it should just pop right out. And once you get all of your avocados out, you're gonna just want to get a fork. This is a gigantic like salad serving fork, but it's easier to use this. I've even in the past used a potato masher, but you just kind of want to press down kind of gently and smash your avocado and mix all your ingredients together. When you get this mixture to the consistency that you want it, we're going to go ahead and add the lime juice. Fresh squeeze is best, but you know, the stuff in the little green jar works fine too. This not only adds flavor, but it's going to keep your avocado from turning that really nasty dark brown color as it oxidizes. Now, as we set this bowl to the side and move on to the next step, I understand that, you know, there's a hot debate about cilantro and not everybody likes it. If you don't like it, omit this step. I'm only going to use about half this bunch, but those stems are not going to go to waste. Our guinea pigs, who are terribly spoiled, really like them, and as you're going to hear in just a couple of minutes, they start to smell them and they let me know they wanted them. But just go ahead and give your cilantro a good chop, relatively small, so you're not just getting a big chunk of cilantro in your mouth, you know, when you're eating your guacamole. I'm going to add this to the bowl, and if you listen real closely, you're going to hear those pigs demanding those cilantro stems. They're awfully cute. And after you get all of this incorporated, at this point, you're essentially done. Now, I can't stress this enough. You want to taste this. You want to get you a clean spoon and give it a taste to make sure that you have enough salt. If you think it needs more garlic or more cumin. I went ahead and tasted this and I thought it was delicious, but I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit more lime juice because I like it tangy. Now when you store this in the refrigerator, make sure you press your saran wrap all the way down to the guacamole to keep it from turning black in the fridge. You want to let this chill and it is ready to serve, you guys. I enjoyed this with some chips, but even on tacos for Taco Tuesday, it is amazing. Thanks for joining me today. Please subscribe and stick around for our next video. Bye, guys.